You know what I'm realizing as I get older, man? Listen, people will do anything but put in the fucking work. Literally, people will do anything but put in the work. Instead of doing the work, they'll make excuses. You feel what I'm saying? Or they'll blame dumb shit that doesn't really affect it. All right, they'll blame shit like genetics or age. They'll be like, man, like I'm 32 when I was younger. No, you're still young as shit. All right, like they'll be like, yo, when I was your age, man, my 20s, my early 20s. I'm not in my early 20s. I'm older than you, bro. Like people will do anything but put in the work, man. Hold on. There we go. Had to turn the ISO up, but it's crazy because even there was even a comment. Some dude talking about like, man, these body game gurus are getting out of hand, man. They're acting like they're the most attractive people, and this is that. Obviously, he had no profile picture. Obviously, he was probably out of shape. Because here's the thing: we're not gonna act like when everyone who's on body game is putting in the work. We're drinking black coffee and you're drinking frappuccinos. You chase comfort, we chase excellence. All right. So we're not gonna act like we're the same. All right. We're not the fucking same. Like at the end of the day, I was in the gym today. Like I know people aren't grinding like I'm grinding. All right. You doing front squats, you got a little bit of, wrist pain, you push through that shit. You feel what I'm saying? You got some shin splints, you still go to boxing. Like in reality, bro, like the people who are really fucking locked in, you're pushing through a lot of pain, discomfort. But those who are not locked in and hating in the comments, they're very, very comfortable, extremely comfortable. Another thing the hater said, what did he say? He said something like, man, they act like they're the most attractive people or something like that, bro. First of all, the leanest version of you is always going to be more attractive. Like generally when someone has a fat face and they're out of shape, they don't fit into clothes well. And don't even ask me like, hey, man, what shirt is this? Because it doesn't matter because, your stomach's going to mess it up. It's not going to look as good on you as it looks on me or as someone who's lean. It just is what it is. But objectively, the leanest version is going to be the healthiest version. Like when you look lean and you're in shape and your face is slimmer and you have a shoulder to waist ratio, guess what? You're just going to look healthier. It's a sign of health. The marketplace dictates quote unquote attractiveness. So I don't know why people be talking to me like it has anything to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. It's literally just a marketplace. I'm being objective and telling you guys exactly how the marketplace is. I remember there was some dude I used to train at a gym in Crunch, right? And there was some dude, right? At first, he used to give me compliments, and then he just started straight hating because he saw me like train a bunch of different chicks, and he was just hating because he saw I had motion, right? But at first, he said he was like, yo, you looking good, man. Good shit, man. Good shit. Yeah, you looking good, man. And then one day I was training some chick, right? You know how when you're like training a chick or you're with a chick, dudes always trying to like one up you or whatever, right? I was wearing this pump chaser shirt, right? Which if you have small waist and big shoulders, it'll really hug your waist. And he was like, hey man, where'd you get that shirt, man? I feel like it'll look better on me than it looks on you. I was like, oh yeah, for real, that's dope, bro. I got it from pump chaser, man. Go ahead and cop one, bro. Obviously it wouldn't because his stomach was big as shit, yo. It's just not gonna fit the same, right? But the thing is, most men aren't willing to put in those sacrifices to actually get lean because getting lean at the end of the day, the reason it's respected is because that shit is fucking earned. You can't, like, a lot of you guys want the respect of someone who's lean for no reason and you haven't done the work. You're not getting the respect without doing the work, and you can't get there without doing the work. That's what the process is for. By the way, if you're locked in, you're sick of looking down and not being able to see a Johnson, you're tired of not knowing what to eat, you're tired of not knowing what to do, links are in the description to be locked in. I got a 25% body fat to 10% body fat plan. I got a nutrition plan, workout plan, and then, of course, one-on-one coaching. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I find it very interesting how people will do anything literally but the work. Because I have people come up to me when I go to 7-Eleven at night, obviously, or I go to the store at night or some shit to pick up some groceries. And they'll be like, yo, how do you get like that? How do you get like that? And I'm checking out water and coffee for my workout. And they're checking out, literally some extra beer after they went to the club and already drank beer. Or during the day, you know what I mean? Like around the pool, I'll see a bunch of people with, huge stomachs and shit like that. And they're always ordering food and shit. You see what I'm saying? Like people are always ordering food, always eating more than they should, 24/7. And then in the same, with the same mindset of them eating all that food, they also say like, wait, why am I not getting results? That's not fair. They're literally overeating every day. The average person literally overeats every fucking day, eat more than they should. They don't do the work. They don't work out. Generally, when I'm going to the gym, it's usually mostly chicks, to be honest. But like there'll be some dudes in there. But generally the dudes are, out of shape or it's not, not consistent. And the thing is, most dudes are not doing that work, that real work. And a lot of people ask in the comments for like shortcuts or like, hey, can I do keto? Can I do fasting? Can I do carnivore to get lean faster? You can't get lean faster. All right. You can't get lean faster because you have to lose 1% body fat at a time. You can't lose 10 at a time. If you can lose 10% body fat at a time, that'd be cool. You can lose 10 pounds in a week. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of a deal. It'd just be water weight, maybe some muscle. But you can't lose 10% body fat in a week. It's a process. It's a mindset. One thing you can't do in this journey, shout out to a subscriber, because he said this on his TikTok video. He said you can't clock out of this fitness shit. All right. You can't, when he comments, when he sees this in comments, I'll pin the comment. But he said you can't clock out to this fitness shit. And it's true, man. It's your identity, bro. It's you're not faking it till you make it and then going back to your old habits. You're not doing that shit. You're really locking in mentally, physically every single day. Like when you wake up, you make different decisions every day. So for everyone who be hating on like, man, you think you're cool because you're lean, like, or you know, if you were skinny and lame and you put on muscle, you're still lame. You know what I think is lame? You going to the club with a big ass stomach and you trying to holler at these chicks that don't want you, and then they end up coming back to me, you know, at my crib or whatever, after, you know, you pay for their drinks because you're trying to overcompensate for being out of shape. That's what I think is lame. Another thing I think is lame is putting whatever you want to in your body because you don't give a fuck about yourself. All right. That's what I think is lame. All right, that shit. I don't know, bro. Dudes just be hating, bro. At the end of the day, you control what you put in your mouth, bro. It's that simple. So you overeating and getting mad at other people is weird. That's just weird to me. Like you're the one overeating. I'm not doing shit. I'm eating what I'm supposed to. You get mad, but it's like you get mad and then eat a pizza. That shit makes no sense. All right, use that anger as fuel and actually reach your goals and shit. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Like that's the thing about this fitness shit. I drink black coffee. Like I said, people drink frappuccinos. You know what I mean? People eating candy 24/7. I see it all the time. Like the average, go to the store and you'll see what's in people's baskets. All right. Or go to the room, like the mail room, to go pick up some stuff, and you'll see people, you know, with, you know, boxes of candy or boxes of goofy shit. You know what I mean? But like if you go to a store and you look in someone's cart, you're not gonna see any protein. You're gonna see straight carbs, straight candy, straight sugar. You know what I mean? And fried stuff from the freezer, and they're gonna DoorDash. Like that's the average person. All right. So yes, when you do that, of course you're not gonna get the results. But I don't know why people are so unwilling to do the work. Everything you want is on the other side of the work. Yet the only thing people try to avoid is the work. They try to find every shortcut. The energy they put into finding shortcuts is more energy than I put into, you know, doing the work. You see what I'm saying? Like people work super hard. Like I actually gotta applaud them because they work super hard to find shortcuts. Like they grind every single day trying to find shortcuts, reading different shit. Listen, do not overcomplicate this fitness shit. All right. I don't listen to anything that has, listen, I don't listen to anything that's deeper than high protein calorie deficit lifting. That's really all you have to do. And you do that consistently, you get the results. I don't care about progressive overload because it's going to happen when you're in the gym. If you're lifting weights and the weight gets too light, of course you're going to progressively overload. Like that's not even something I mentioned. All right. It's that simple. I'm not going to mention all that fasting stuff. It's literally calories in, calories out, high protein calorie deficit. The keto and the carnivore, it's really not necessary. Most people are super, you know, 20+% body fat. Another thing is a lot of that real respect, you know, that you get from others is because you respect yourself. Like when you eat a certain way, that means you respect yourself, because every time someone's like, hey man, eat this, you're like, nah, I respect my body. I respect what I put in it. I don't want to feel like shit. I don't want my health to go backwards, so I'm not going to eat that. That's respecting yourself. All right, you're not just eating whatever, putting whatever into your body, and then worrying about the consequences later. You're being proactive and taking care of yourself. That's why you get respect from others. Another thing is, like I said, once you get below that, like 15 to 18-ish range, like a percent of body fat, that's the rare range. Like I know some of you guys have reached that, but that's the pinnacle range. Like a lot of people don't get down there. All right, now I know you guys see social media. Like I always say, half of the people you see below there, they're on gear and shit like that. But the other half, you know, or maybe less than half, are legit. But it's super, super rare to get down there because you have to turn up another gear. Like you have to be 100% consistent. You can't be like, okay, I'm going to eat relatively healthy, but I'm not going to track my calories, but I'll eat healthy food. It's like, no, you got to eat healthy food, you know, hit the same macros every single day, and be consistent with that shit. Like every single day, there's no missing, right? That's what it takes to get down there. And when people try to get lean and they fail and they give up, that's part of the reason they also hate on people who are lean, because they're like, man, he did what I couldn't. You see what I'm saying? He did what I couldn't. Now he's enjoying what I want. but I can't enjoy that because I can't do that, right? Because I can't trust myself enough to go through the journey, because for me it's too hard because I'm mentally weak, but I'm also impatient. That's what people are really saying. All right. So all this hate and shit y'all getting, and by the way, if once you get on this lean shit and you're living a lean lifestyle, you should be pretty lonely. All right. Another thing is people saying goofy shit in the comments like, "Oh well, I bet you're losing a fight." First of all, you don't have a profile picture. Second of all, no Muay Thai person I've met, no boxer I've met. I've literally met like former champion Muay Thai, former champion, boxers and current boxers who are, working their way up to champions. They're like pros and shit like that. Jujitsu instructors, all that shit. Like BJJ, they actually compete. First of all, the only thing they will not do is instigate anything. They do not want to fight. They're the chillest people. They're the calmest people. They're the dopest people. Like, if you hit them, they wouldn't fight you because they're like that. Like, if you hit them, they'd be like, "Hey man, it's all good." They'll probably run the other direction. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to fight, because they don't need to validate that shit because they're already good at that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're not trying to. They know that they could kill you. Like, so they're not gonna do that shit. Like, specifically Muay Thai, they're the nicest people on earth. Like, if you get on the wrong side, I mean, nothing's gonna save you, bro. Nothing's gonna save you from those metal shins, bro. Like, so you're cooked. And yeah, even my boxing coach, bro. If he light jabs you, bro, you're cooked. Like, he doesn't. I'm not even gonna talk about uppercuts and hooks. If he light jabs you, you're cooked. So it's like everyone in the comments just hating and shit, just literally touch grass, man, touch grass. But you got to realize, like, when you are on this journey, because me and my brothers, man, like, y'all ain't putting in the work that we're putting in on a daily, but you're just not doing it, and you're complaining about shit, but you're not tracking what you're eating consistently. Yes, you did it for a week. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Like, or you did it for a month. If you did it for a month, congratulations. You did the bare fucking minimum for a month. That's not impressive, bro. That's not impressive. You're not pushing yourself, right? That blood, sweat, and tear shit is real, right? Like, the tears of frustration from shit that happens in your life. You might go through a breakup. You might have some financial shit that's crazy, but the tears is real. The blood is gonna be real, especially, you're doing some MMA training, or you might have dropped the weight or some shit, or you might get some calluses because you're grinding and you're pushing yourself. But you guys don't get uncomfortable like that. Obviously, you're gonna sweat, but some of you guys don't sweat because you guys watch movies on your phone in between sets. You see what I'm saying? You're not pushing yourself. You guys don't push yourself, and you want results that only people who push themselves get. You're not doing the things that they're doing. All right, you're just not doing it. You're not, like, I already know. That's why, like, like I said, I just came back from the gym and I'm grinding and shit. I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, bro. Yeah, niggas ain't doing this shit. And I was talking to my homeboy on Instagram. He be locked into doing this thing. I already know, like, y'all ain't doing this shit, bro. Like, you guys are scared of discomfort, right? Like I said, I chase challenges. I chase discomfort. You guys chase comfort, all right? You guys literally chase everything that's the opposite of the goals that you say you want. So that's why, listen, I know people offer it. Like, when I have Zoom calls, I could talk to someone and know how serious they are about some shit. And majority of the time they're not gonna be serious, which is fine because that's just how life works. Majority of the time, most people just aren't serious, but they just like to talk. They like to talk about it, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, because I guess it makes them feel good. I mean, congratulations for feeling good, but I don't really care about talking. I care about doing. Like, people be so like, yeah, man, like, and I'm definitely gonna put up muscle. Like, I'm already almost there, and it's like, no, you're not. Like, a lot of people fail after the initial part of the journey. Why do they fail after it? Because the initial part is where you see the most progress. So they have that honeymoon phase. Like, for example, if you're gaining muscle, the first month you're going to gain a lot of weight on the scale, but you're going to get bigger, and it's going to be majority like muscle glycogen, and then you're going to gain some muscle as well, so you're going to look better, right? But then after that, you have to keep eating in a surplus and keep increasing it. When you're cutting, the first month it's like, oh my god, I lost 15 pounds. Some of it's water weight, this is that, you're fitting different clothes, you feel great. But after that, you start getting hunger pains. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where people stop at 15% body fat, 18% body fat, 20%, because that's where it gets hard. All right, they don't push through discomfort. That's just the average person, and they expect the fucking results. The shit will always be crazy to me. And like I said, with the body game shit, none of this shit has anything to do with me. Like I said, most of you guys haven't been on both sides like I have, so you don't understand the difference in the female gaze, bro. You guys don't understand that shit, and most of you guys just never will. I know a lot of people who always been on body game. They don't even realize it. They're like, yeah, man, chicks say this always been easy, man. So they have experience now. So now they have game. So even if they got kind of chunky or swole fat, they still be fine because they have so much interactions and they're so used to it. You see what I'm saying? Versus the dude who's always been out of shape or always been skinny, they're like, yeah, man, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You haven't been on both sides. The shit is night and day difference. It's not even close. But anyways, man, y'all stay blessed.